for being ready for me. Ah. So the scheduling works. Okay, so now I know that the scheduling works. I can actually add a few things to this schedule or schedule, depends on what you want to call it. It's telling me that Well Crochet Designs has a scheduled live. I'm on it. I'm already on it. Hello all and welcome to Well Crochet Designs. My name is Mary, coming to you with a scheduled live or a scheduled live, whatever, however you want to say it. There you go. I wasn't sure if this was for real. I know, well, Elaine, I wasn't sure if it was going to work. So there you go. But it worked. We're here. And that's great. And I'm glad we are here. I'm glad we are here. I'm glad we are here. So the idea of scheduling a live like this was just to see if I knew what I was doing. Hi, can't stay, but hi. Hi, Kiki, lovely to have you here. The scheduling works, or scheduling, depending on what language you like to speak. Some people call it schedule, some people call it schedule, you know. Hi, Elaine, again, hi, Wendy. Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm so happy I made a live, Susan. That's lovely. I don't usually do a live on Monday morning, our time here at 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia, but I thought I would try. I only wanted to try the scheduled live so it doesn't mess with my normal live. I didn't want it to upset my normal live. Who have I missed? So hello, Wendy. Hello, Susan. Hello, Pamela. What time is it for you? Here it is 10 a.m. Monday morning. Again, this is not my regular time, and at this stage it probably won't be, but keep it in mind, guys, because when Pipeworks comes around the 17th of June, I may need to pop in another live, and I'm thinking Monday morning would be a great live because it's just after Pipeworks. So I'll be able to discuss and let everyone know how that went. Yeah. Sunflower. I'm not sure what you mean there, Elaine, but I'm assuming there's a sunflower somewhere, or did I say something? I don't know. Miss me. Oh, Anne, I did say hello. Oh, you know what? The very first minute and a half before the live, it doesn't show you. But I was actually saying hello to you and Elaine earlier. Was it Elaine? No, it wasn't Elaine. Yes, it was. It was you and Elaine. I said hello to you both earlier. So it's 8 p.m. Sunday evening there, Elaine. Thank you. So Anne McSee, hello, Anne. I didn't mean to miss you, but yeah, mistake. That's all right, Elaine. That's all right. Apparently I'm live at the same time as other people, so I'm happy to have the few people I have on, so I'm quite happy to have them, the few people that are here. All right, so what's happening here at Well Crochet Designs, the reason I did this scheduled live, obviously, is to see if the scheduled live works, and it does. Well, I don't know why, I thought it wouldn't work, but it does. The other reason is because I'm trying to pick another day for the live instead of Saturday mornings for 4 weeks during Pipeworks time. So that's 17th of June for those 4 weekends onwards. Only the weekends I'll be away, right? I'll be working. So the Saturday mornings live will be affected. So my deal is to try and find the right day to schedule in a live. I'm thinking Monday morning, 10 a.m. would have been a great time. I don't want to clash with other videos. So keep it in mind for one time, yeah? And we might schedule another live before June to see which day suits us best, where most of our subscribers can pop on, yeah? So while we're waiting, we can comment, but you don't see it. No, that's right. Well, no, I only saw the first 2 comments, and I think it's because you commented about a minute before I got on, or I was actually on trying to work out how to reactivate it, if you will. So you were already there whilst I was on it trying to reactivate it. I hope that makes sense, yeah? So when you said you're waiting, is it what you said before? Let's go to the chat. Someone said they're waiting. Ready and waiting, Anne. You've written ready and waiting. Elaine has written hi all. Just before you, is this for real? Oh gosh, what have I dropped? Oh my gosh, don't even go there. I've dropped something already. I'm clumsy. So you can't actually, I can't see it until I activate the live. So the live was activated, but you didn't see it for that few seconds that it was activated. Does that make any sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm assuming that's what happened. I don't know. Oh, you're asking the wrong person. I'm new to this too, Anne. We're learning together, Anne, you and I. We're learning together. So we'll see how we go for today's live. We might find another day would best suit our subscribers. But again, it's up to you guys. So we might do a poll on this Wednesday's live in the afternoon and this Saturday's live coming. And that'll give you guys who do join me on my lives the opportunity to say, hey, wait a minute, that's the day I want, not that day. But if we, once again, when we do a little poll, as we do, there's always, most people go towards one and not the other. But there's always the few that like the other, and it's only like two. Like, for argument's sake, let's take our open vest and our scrap vest. Remember, we were talking about that on Saturday, and we did a little poll, and I said, which vest do you want to see first? Because we're going to do them both. And 7 people on that live chose open vest, and 2 people on that live chose the scrap vest. But I'm going to be asking again on the Wednesdays live to see what they say as well. So that's pretty much what we'll do about our lives. We'll try opening the poll, and you guys can say yes or no. You like Monday, Wednesday, Wednesday. I don't know if I said Wednesday. Monday, Wendy. I know, hon, you like Monday. But it just depends. Like, it's all about the poll. So you know what I'm going to do while we're here, guys? I'm going to write Monday, and it'll always be either 10 a.m. or a 4 p.m. our time, Australia. But at this stage, I think the morning is a really good thing. If it's Monday mornings, it may not always be here because this room gets used during the week as well. It might be in the other room, which is okay too. I can pop a few blankets out or pop some of my gear out, and you can have a look-see at some of the older gear. If, for those of you who've been around a long time, do remember them. Oh, did someone say hello? I missed them. Oh, Claptrap. Hi, Claptrap. And so we can do that in the other room, or we could just bring up the items that we're working on that week and discuss any issues with them if you like. Is this Monday? Is this the Monday time? Well, this is the Monday time. If I decide to choose, this will be the time. All right. So we'll pop down 10 a.m. this time, and you guys can tell me if you like it. Angela, quick hello, lovely to have you here. Lovely to have you here. And the lovely Angela, she pops in occasionally, but Angela's been with me since, I don't know, we'll call it day one, when really it wasn't really day one because the first few months I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting there. But she's been with me a very long time. We're talking 5-6 years, something like that. So lovely to have you here, Angela, as always. I'm retired, so anytime suits me, but Monday or maybe Friday morning. So that's another day I would have chosen. I would have chosen the Friday morning, 10 a.m. or the Friday afternoon, 4 p.m. Now, I know that here in Australia, I don't know what it's like overseas, but here in Australia, 4 p.m. on a Friday afternoon, everybody's finishing up work for the week and they want to relax. Mind you, that was the way it was in the old days. I don't know what it's like now because people work all the time. They work unusual hours, I meant, not so much all the time, but they work unusual hours. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know. But let's put down Monday 10 a.m. for now. I tell you what, let's do that. Let's do Monday 10 a.m. and let's do Friday. Let's choose now. What say you guys? We'll choose now. This is only if, maybe Friday's a good day because then we can talk about what's happening at Pipeworks. So if anybody's in Melbourne at the time, they can visit me at Pipeworks on the weekend. I will be at the stand. And if I'm away from the stand, it just means I'm bathroom break, something to eat. If I'm away from my table, that is the only reason why. The table will always be manned, so there'll be someone there who'll be able to help you out. But if you want to wait for me at the table, that's fine. I'll just be, in the ladies or getting some lunch or whatever. But I'll always be there. So at the moment, any time is okay. But when I start working again, I can only attend on Saturday. Well, Saturdays are going to stay the same. It's just for those 4 weekends that I'm going to be doing the market, which, guys, I don't like doing markets in general. You guys already know that. I really don't like them. But this is an indoor market, and this is kind of like it's a little bit of a reminiscing for me because my children, when they were young, we took them to that market. So it was kind of like we'd go there, we'd buy all the fruit and veggies that we needed. but we do that a little bit later. And the kids had their rides and they had something to eat, and it was very nice. It was quite nice. It was all indoors, and then you had your outdoor area that the kids can play in, and so it was a really nice market then. They are not in the same area anyways, so I don't know what the new place is going to be like. It's not far from the same area. It's another, I don't know, 5-minute drive, 2-minute drive even. But it's further back, and a lot of people don't see the market. It's not visible with your eye. You have to drive in. So it may not be as popular. So fingers crossed it does, but you know, one never knows, yeah? Angela says, prefer like this. I can't get to see you. I know, honey, I know. Look, I'll tell you what, we'll see how we go. We're going to put down Monday to Friday. Since we're all talking, let's put down, I don't know, we could make it 4 p.m. Friday, or we could make it, let's make it 10 a.m. Friday as well. How's that, guys? Does that suit everyone? A 10 a.m. Monday, a 10 a.m. Friday, and let's do the poll. And we can start the poll today if you like. So Monday 10 a.m. or Friday 10 a.m. as the extra live, because we're missing out on Saturdays. Yeah. So which one would you like to see? Monday 10 a.m. or Friday 10 a.m. That's Melbourne, Australia time. That's our time, not your time where you are in your country. 10 a.m. my time on a Monday, which is this time on a Monday, or this time on a Friday. Think about those two times and see if you are interested in these times. So while we're here and we're on, if you wanted to let me know if any one of these two times suit you, then that'll give me a starting option before we talk to our Wednesday live and our Saturdays live. So it's just a matter of getting everyone's opinion before we decide which one. For me, I could even do a Tuesday or a Thursday. I don't care really. But because I do a Wednesday, I'd rather do one that's further apart. So maybe a Monday or a Friday. I think a Friday is nice because it introduces the weekend and we can talk about the market. But a Monday is also good because we can also talk about what happened at the market on the weekend, giving you an option to say, right, next weekend I can come to the market if I wanted to and see Mary. You don't have to, but it's an option, yeah? Now, that will be happening only for 4 weekends, and apparently I asked them, you know, what's happening after that. They said, look, we don't know yet. I think they're just going to see what the outcome is. Sounds good. I like Monday best. All right, we've got one Monday. Okay, good. Pamela's the second Monday. Okay, we've got 2 Mondays so far and no Friday mornings. So it's a Monday morning or a Friday morning this time. If actually, we'll see how we go this Wednesday and Saturday's live. Then we'll pop the poll up. Now, maybe we shouldn't do that because we don't want people doubling up. We'll do this Monday or this Wednesday's live for you. This Wednesday and this Friday, Saturday's live for you to decide. Yeah, I can come to the market, lol. Yes, Monday. Oh, you can come all the way from the UK. Oh, that's great. I'd love to see you, Angela. Monday is good. Is it Susan? Susan likes Monday. At this stage, we've got Mondays everywhere. We'll see how we go. We've got a lot of people to ask. We've got Wednesdays live to ask. We've got Friday. Oh, let's try Saturdays. Saturdays live to ask. And then we'll see how we go. Yeah. By the way, guys, how is everyone? If you are working on our patchwork sweater, how is everyone going? If you're not working on it, that's fine. Just wanted to make sure everyone is doing well. As you can see, you may not be able to notice it, but I can notice it looking at it. The dye lot to this ribbing is a different dye lot to this one. What? And that is because I messed up the yarn that I had in my tub. I had one 8-ply, which is a DK weight, and one 10-ply, which is an Aran weight. And so I accidentally put the DK weight color in with the Aran weight, assuming they were the same, and I would just check the dye lots, you know, closer to the date. When I checked the dye lots, I realized not only were they the wrong dye lots, but they were the wrong size. So I couldn't use the 8-ply, and I tried to order the 10-ply with Bendigo, but they no longer make this red. They make the other red now. They might bring it back, I don't know, but they had none in stock. So I asked the Bendigo group on Facebook, and it was about a week or nearly a week and a half in, and eventually someone got back to me, and it was a different dye lot, but it was a 10-ply or an Aran weight, so I did get that. I had to pause my sweater to finish a Grafgan, baby blanket. Yeah, that's all right. That's what I do too, Pamela. I just work on what I'm doing at the moment. Now, that gives me the opportunity to talk about something. Oh, This guy right here. Now, I don't remember the measurements again, but guess what? I have a measuring tape right here. As I'm saying it, I can see the measuring tape. I got 2 measuring tapes. Look at that. 2 of them sitting on the table. So we could talk about measurements today, but I was going to mention the measurements in tonight's tutorial or tomorrow morning's tutorial, depending on when I get it done after the live, yeah? And the measurements to that guy right here. And you guys, because you're here on a Monday morning, which is something different, are going to get a look at what I'm coming up with for this wreath. Now, I say it's working, but I really don't know yet. I've gotten a quarter of the way. It might be half the way through now. I don't know. And it seems to be curving the way I want it to. So I think it's working. I think it's working. So this is what the color we come up with. And that's what I've come up with. Let's see if I can bring it around. And you can see it curving a little bit. That's what I've come up with. All right. So I'm working with stitches. And I messed up the first 20 rows. I didn't mess them up. I did 20 rows in the stitch, and I didn't want to take it undone because it was pulling tightly. So I did the 10 rows and then 5 and then 10 and then 5. That's what I'm going to do all the way in the round. But I have this first 20 rows that I've done. I should have done 10 and not 20. And I don't want to take it undone. You know how long it's taken me to do this little tiny piece. So I'm going to leave it like this so you guys get the first glimpse at that being on a Monday's live. You get the first glimpse. Very exciting. And I would have waited till Wednesday, and I thought, no, I'm going to give my Monday's viewers a first glimpse of what it will look like, and it will fit on the wreath. I hope it'll fit. Let's have a play. Let's have a play. This is what it's looking like on the wreath. It might be a little bit tight, but that's the look we're going for. So it starts up a bit tighter, then it gets loose, and then it starts getting tighter again. So you don't get too much bulge. It looks like that it's going to bulge now, but it's only because it's not, sewn on yet. So you don't get too much bulge in the middle. So I said it was halfway, but it's not. It's only a quarter of the way done. This is going to take me forever. But at least I know the pattern now. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about measurements. Yeah. I don't know what kind of measurements you're looking for, but I will do the measurement in from edge to edge first. Is the size of the ring sock adjustable? I cannot find the same size. Ring sock. Oh, that. I don't know. I didn't make it adjustable to any other size. However, have I got the other one? I'm trying to find the other one I had. I don't use it, so I don't think I've got it. I don't know what I've done with it. I might have given it away as a gift. I can't remember. But I'll measure what I've got, and you tell me if that's close to what you can find. I'm guessing that's it. So I'm going to measure from that edge to the end, which is, it's about 13.5 inches. 13.5 inches. Or 34 point, I don't know, 3 centimeters. So it's 13.5 inches. Just put it down as 13.5 inches from the tip of that side to the end of that side. Yeah. And from the center, I don't know what, let's try it from center to center, is, it might be, it's an odd measurement. It looks like it's a little bit less, it's like 8 and a little bit less than, hang on, let me try that again. It's a little bit more than 8.5 inches, but it's nowhere near 9 inches. So it's less than 9, it's less than 8 3/4 inches. Or if you want to put it down in centimeters, it's 22 centimeters. I hope that makes sense. And that's from there to there, right? Now in the round, what is it like in the round? In fact, what the measurement you'll need is actually this measurement right here. This is the measurement you'll need. Yeah, that's the measurement you'll need because that's what we're working on right there. And that would be about 7.5 inches. Let's try it on my piece. And it's different on my piece because each section is different because mine's curving now. It's starting to curve. It's not a straight piece. See, I was making a straight piece before. and it was bulking up, and it was getting all tight and all loose, and it was all wonky and the rest of it. Whereas this one here, I don't know how to measure it now. It's actually, it's actually a little bit less. It's a little tiny bit more than the size circumference of that whole thing, from the inner side to the inner side on the outside there. If that makes any sense. To the outer side of the other side. Do you know what I mean? Am I not making sense? I hope I'm making sense. But on the actual tutorial, you'll do a top-down view of it. You'll have more of an opportunity. Now, the piece itself, let me have a look at the different sizes between the closed-up section and the open-up section. Now, the closed-up section, when you stretch it out, is in inches, is 17.5 inches. Let's try 7.5 inches, or 19 centimeters. Yeah, that's the tighter section of it. The loose section of it would be, well, it's almost the same really, but because the stitch is stretchier, it'll stretch more. Whereas this one here has got your tighter stitches here, so stretching is really difficult. I don't even know if this will work. Do you like that? So far, it's working. All right, so far, it is working. Right there is the tighter section. No, that's the loose section right there. Then it goes tight there, and then it goes very loose there. But don't forget, we're going to be stretching it as well, right, which is there. That's tight again. That's the loose. So it goes tight, loose, and down here we're on the loose section. It's tight there, and now we're on the loose section. So the next section will be tight, and then it'll be loose, and then it'll be tight, and then it'll be loose. It depends on how it works out, whether I keep going that way or whether I have to change the pattern to suit. I haven't even started recording it yet. So recording it would be, I would actually record the first, few rows and then tell you this is what I want you to go ahead and do. I'll say, like, do 5 rows of this, do 10 rows of that, do 5 rows of this, 10 rows of that. And it's the same kind of pattern, but the stitches are a little different, yeah? Have we all got our live chat on and not our top chat, we hope? Oh, did I miss chat? I don't know about inches, but the biggest ring I can get is 35 centimeters diameter, and only round and not a flat base from Amazon. 35 centimeters diameter. All right. Let's, I don't know what part. I'm assuming that means the outer side of it and not the inner side. Or they might mean just that. This here is, let me measure this. What I say it was before, all together. Let me do it all together. Just talk amongst yourselves, yeah? Talk amongst yourselves. Thank you, Elaine, for thumbs up. Thank you so much, darling. Around the whole thing, if you're going to measure it around the whole thing without having a little bit on the end, like just measure it tightly, it's 7 inches or 13 centimeters around that whole thing there. Right? I have the supplies now. I have to make it. Okay, good. So it's actually 7 inches or 13 centimeters around this whole thing. Tight, tight. But mine is a little bit loose because we want it to fit around there, and then we want to put a round of single crochets in it around the inside. Not only will it keep it tight, but it'll also bring in some of the, if it's too puckering, I don't know if you can use that word, puckering too much in the center of one section and not the other, then you can just crochet over that puckering area. I'm guessing. Guys, I don't know how long this live goes for. I don't know if it's going to shut me down after a certain time. It might only go for an hour. I don't know. I didn't set a second time. So I don't know how long they're going to go for. And until I shut this down, we'll just go for as long as we want while we're here. So that's what we're doing for that wreath. Now, if I work really well this week, and it's a quiet week here at home, not many people are home, so we have an empty house sort of. So if I work really well, we could probably get that wreath ready by Friday. or at least get you started on Friday. And then I'll say, right, this is how many rows you need to do to continue. Meet me back here such and such a day, and we'll put it together. That's if I can't get it finished in time. I'll get you started on the Friday, because you could be faster at it than I am. I'm just struggling. As I'm sitting in front of the TV and I'm making mistakes, and I take undone 3 rows and I do it again and make 2 more rows, and I'm struggling with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just so slow. I think it's because I have so many projects on the go, and I've got one big project that I want you guys to see very, very soon. It was supposed to be done by the 30th of or 29th or something of May, and that's this week. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I can get it done in time, and I so want you to see it. But I'd rather do this wreath right now and hold it out to the first couple of days in June, the other project. So we'll see. Anyway, it's worth a try. I can get them from a store called The Range here. Yeah, okay, that's good. Angela, just be wary. This has taken so long for me. Heads up. If you have the patience and you want to do this, by all means do it with us. But I'm pre-warning everyone, it's going to take a long time to do that. We could make it shorter even and just stretch it further. We could do that as well. But I don't know. And I'm going to give you the option to say, do 10 rows this, 5 rows that, 10 rows this, 5 rows that, until you get to the size that you want. I'm not going to say make it 38 centimeters, make it 42 centimeters, make it 60 something centimeters. I'm going to say get to the size that fits around yours. Yeah, because the way I've done it is I've just tightened one area, loosened one, tightened one, loosened one, all the way around. And I'm hoping that that will help it to sit properly and not do what I did the first time. I got halfway through it, and just did it all in one stitch, and it was loose everywhere. There was so much bunched up in front here, and I thought, oh, I can't do that. It doesn't look good. However, I did see recently someone else's was like that, and what they did with the bunched up section was they put a lot of little things on that bunched up section, like flowers or something, all in a row, one section, and they put like little fish or something all in a row on top of that bunched up area, and it actually looked good. So I could have left it and we could have adjusted it, but the idea was to make it to fit. Whether that's going to fit is another story. Oh, by the way, cheers everyone, I've got water today. And I forgot to put it in one of my fancy cups that you guys send me. I just forgot. I was near the fridge. I thought, oh, I'm so thirsty. And so I grabbed a glass, put the drink in, put it down here, sat here, turned it on, and then went, oh, oops. Doesn't matter. Cheers again. All right. So that's the wreath. Okay. Heads up. Let me find out who it was again. It was Sherry Cathy. Sherry chose this color yarn for one of our wreath projects this week. And the last one was the lovely Anne McC, and that was last week. Anne McC's color combination were for the balloons for my birthday. I'm sorry about this. Oh, they're all over the place. I've got these little tails on there. They don't look good right now because they've got tails. And the tails are going to be we're going to use the tails to sew onto the actual wreath. I don't know if I can get a close-up for you. And there they are. And that's hanging off the little balloon string. Ta-da! I don't know how to do this because they're so little. And Anne McC chose those colours. Thank you, Anne, she's actually on the live now. And this week, and the reason this is like this is because I've already started recording. As you can see, I played with the pattern, and the pattern for this has something to do, well, it's not exactly something to do with me being ill, but it has something to do with people when they are ill, they might use this. So in this tutorial, you're going to love this one because I give the version of the option to put it on here, and then I give you the version where you can make it bigger to make one for yourself. So you're going to like this particular tutorial, which is either coming up today, if I get it recorded, if I get it finished today, or coming up on tomorrow morning. So you'll get it either way over the next 24 hours, which is fantastic. It's only a small piece, so hopefully I'll get it recorded in time, which is good. I've already adjusted it to suit. If you wanted to make it bigger and make one for yourself, you could. But I'm not showing you how to do it. I'll just show you the pattern for our wreath and then say, right, if you do an extra 2 million rows, or if you do an extra 5 rows, whatever it is that you can do for your piece, and then I'll say that will make this fancy item. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you what it is. She's so naughty. All right, so that's that. And I wanted to mention that you're getting at least 2 wreath projects this week on top of the wreath, or the start of the wreath. If I don't get the wreath finished in time, you'll at least get the start of the wreath. What time is it there? Currently, the time is 10:31. So yes, 10:31 here on a Monday morning. So there you go. So let's go back to that actually. Monday morning 10 a.m. or Friday morning 10 a.m. What would you like to see for time? I've lost the pen. What would you like to see for the time of the new scheduled live instead of a Saturday mornings live for about 4 weeks only? We're going to go back to Saturday mornings live, but we're not going to keep this one. We're just going to use this one whilst I'm at the show. Yeah, it's not the show, it's market, kind of a market thing. Those balloons remind me of a baby shower or a christening party. You can attach them to a card. You can put them on a Christmas card or a birthday card or some sort of card and make them as a gift to your family and friends as well. So you can do that. And if you're someone, and I know a lady who makes her own cards, if you're someone who makes your own cards, this is an added accessory to it. So there you go. 1:30. I think this is great. Angela thinks that's great. I don't know, did you respond before? Well, we'll put down Angela as well. But Angela, it's also 10 a.m. Friday morning as well. So you have that option, either one. I like both of them, so I don't really mind whatever the subscribers choose. We'll go with what everyone else chooses for this particular thing. Over the next few months, when I start talking about projects, I will still have live antics where the subscriber gets to choose a color combination of some of our projects. But there are going to be projects that I'm making, and get this, because I want to. Usually I make projects because you guys want to see them, but over the next few months you will see projects that'll go up because either I'm wearing the item, or I'm giving the item as a gift, or I'm selling the item at the market, or whatever the case may be. That's what you will see over the next few months. So it's part of our autumn and winter here, or fall in some countries, part of our winter here in Melbourne. It's when in our winter we tend to get like you do overseas in your winter, we get these things where everybody says, oh, this is the new craze, this is the new fad, if you want to call it that, the new fashion, the new trend. And so what I want to do is create whatever it is that's happening in that time of our winter. So I don't want anything else to get in the way of creating for what's happening that time of winter. Now, the only time I didn't do that was when the pocket shawls were real popular, and they were real popular for a long time. I just couldn't get my head around pocket shawls, but they do sell. So I've decided we are going to make one this year just for fun. I haven't decided when. I popped it in. I don't remember where. It's on my video vlog that I made last week. And I've decided we are going to make one, but I haven't decided when. But on top of all that, I'm creating for the market. So you will see the odd pattern that will come up on the channel for the market. Then you'll see items that you won't ever see on YouTube that I'm creating for the market. You'll never see them on YouTube. They're paid patterns that I create, and I sell the paid pattern. And so you'll never see it on YouTube. But you'll eventually see the paid pattern on the website. Or I haven't really decided where I'm going to be putting my paid patterns from now on. I haven't really decided. I'm still putting them all on my website in the future. So you'll see them on the website. And I will let you know when they go up, because you guys are my first point of call, really. I like to make sure that I tell you guys everything first, and then everyone else knows later. Because YouTube has been my little place of, I don't know, go-to for the past, how many years? 6 years now? 5, 6 years? Ooh. Memories. No singing, Mary, no singing. All right, so just to let you know that you are getting the wreath projects this week, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll definitely get the start of the wreath this week. Definitely the start of it. Whether the whole wreath itself is complete is another story, but you'll definitely get the start of the wreath. And I'm just going to have a look here for a minute. Okay. All right. No, I'm just seeing if anybody's struggling to get on. I had a notification, but that's someone just saying how good my work was. I won't complain. I won't complain. I believe it's family anyway. Family. Don't you love family? They look after your family. All right. So that's that. And let's talk about quickly what is happening this week. I'm going to start rushing soon because I don't know whether... I didn't see a cutoff time for this live when I scheduled it. So I don't know whether the cutoff time happens in an hour or whether I have to turn off. So if it happens within an hour that I get cut off, I won't be coming back today. You'll see me on Wednesday. But I just don't know. So I'm going to try and get everything all pushed in or bunched in within the hour. And around 55 minutes, I'll start saying goodbye. But if you stick around and it's still on, then we'll still talk, if that's what you want to do. But I do want to get on with doing the tutorials today so that you can get everything out. Today, I would have been working by now at the workstation. I would have been doing this tutorial for the wreath, the small one. But that I know is only going to take maybe an hour to record, maybe even less. It won't take long to record. It's a very small item. And a lot of the small items for the wreath don't take long to record. They might take up to an hour, and then I edit it down to 15 minutes, 20 minutes. The hour that it takes long is I say what we're going to create, and then I stop, and then I'm off air and wasting time. So that's the time that you don't see. I waste a lot of time off air as well. So you will only see the 15 minutes you see. But I do waste a bit of time off air. So this won't take long to make. So if I decide to make it today, it'll be done in an hour. And so it doesn't really matter. But that would have been done by 10. I would have edited it by 11-ish, 12. I would have gone outside, taken a few snapshots. Might have taken them indoors if it's raining. But today looks like a good day. So that's good. And then I would have spent the day doing something else before uploading. I don't like to upload before 5 or 6 in the afternoon. I don't know why. Occasionally I do. When I promise the night before and it doesn't show up, I'll do it first thing in the morning. That's the only time you'll see a different time. I don't like to turn the computer on really at that time during the day. I don't like to go on the internet. I don't like to do any of that at that time during the day. That's all done at night. That's what I call my playtime. My playtime. Excuse me. Cheers, everyone. All right. So let's get back to what's happening this week. Now, I remember mentioning this week, well, it's not on here. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Yes, it is. I've messed around here. Excuse me. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. So we're going to do a wreath project today. It will come out tonight or early tomorrow morning. So, you know, don't stress if it comes out tomorrow morning. It just means I'm slack. Do you like that? And then we're doing a second wreath project. No, we're doing the lining to this bag tomorrow. That's happening tomorrow because that lining, I'm starting the bag this afternoon, early in the afternoon. I can't work late in the afternoon because of the way the light comes into the house, but we are lining this bag. Now, if you ever made this bag, we actually did this on one of our lives, and then we got to the handles and people couldn't work out the handles. So what I did was I actually did the whole bag as a tutorial as well, because people were struggling with the handles, right? So I went out and bought some lining. We're going to line this. It's going to be done by hand. It's all hand sewn. And the other bag, the green one, we'll be lining that one in a couple of weeks' time, or a week and a half time, maybe 2 weeks, with the sewing machine. So you'll get an opportunity to see a bag lined by sewing machine or a bag lined by hand tomorrow. Now, we've done a lot of lining on the channel before. I'm not really keen on hand sewing. Not really, but I will do it anyway for the channel. This bag and the other bag will be sale items at the market. When I say sale items, they'll be discounted at the market. So if you end up going to Pipeworks and you want one of those, they'll be discounted at the market. I will be putting the written up pattern on my website for those bags, and everything you see on the channel, eventually you will see the written pattern for it. Now, just bear with me on the written patterns. I promised a couple of people some written patterns. There's someone on our live at the moment still waiting for something. I believe it's a beanie pattern, and she's still waiting. She's so patient, and I thank you very much for being patient. You know who you are. And there's a couple of people waiting for some written patterns that I did promise as a free gift during one of our, I think we had the wheel, when we had the wheel here, the spinning wheel. During one of the wheel times, I did promise that beanie. It is coming to the lovely lady. She knows that she is. It is coming. Just be patient. I sent it. You know the deal with it. I sent it off to someone to edit, and I did not have a good time with that person. So we're just getting it edited in other places. Checked, tested, whatever you want to call it, tested, pattern tested. So there we go. All right, so that's that. And that's going to be the bag on Tuesday. So you're getting one wreath project Monday, today. The lining on Tuesday. Again, if the lining is late, you'll get it Wednesday morning. It's definitely going out this week. I don't want to hold on to it anymore. The live happens Wednesday. You guys know I do a live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. For those of you joining us new, I do a live Wednesday, 4 p.m. And Thursday, you're getting the second wreath. Oh, actually, I put down the second wreath project or third wreath project or the wreath itself. And then Friday, we're not sure whether we're doing the wreath project or the rest of the wreath item. So just, I don't know what to call them. I don't know. We'll call the wreath project the little ones, you know, your little items. And this is the one we're putting on the wreath. This is the one I'm putting on the wreath. If you haven't done this one, we've got a tutorial for this one. I'll leave a tutorial for this in the description box down below of this live, and you can click on that link and make this one. This is something we're putting on the wreath. The other thing were the balloons. So we've got the 2 items for the wreath. So this week I want to try and fit in 3 items, and that will be January, February, March, April, and May items. I want to fit in 3 items. If I don't, then we'll have to do May item on the first week of June, which is, oh no, we still got next week. We still got next week. What's happening next week? Oh, I don't know. I've got, looks like I don't know what I've got next week. There's something written there for next week. Has nothing to do with what we're creating at the moment, but it doesn't make any sense to me. And I wrote it. It's my handwriting. Don't you love it? She's like in her own little world. She's a bit loopy. All right. Hey, Anne, have you had a chance to open your hook from the giveaway, from the surprise, I should say? You had a chance to open it? Check it out. Look at the size. Oh, it's the color of my top. I didn't plan that. Look at the size of that hook. I mean, seriously? Seriously, keep your eyes peeled for some excitement soon over the next few months. Something very exciting is coming your way. Maybe. Not so much yours, Anne, but in general. How cool is that? Actually, it's see-through too. Oh, it's a little bit see-through. Have a look. Get close up. It's plastic. It's made of plastic. But there you go. There you go. That's that. All right. So that's what's happening this week on the channel. Next week, I'm going to have to look at something else. I've put here vlog on Monday. There's a video vlog happening Monday. When am I doing that? Why am I doing it? I don't know. Yes, I've tried it on some super chunky yarn. Is it too big for chunky yarn? I reckon we just cut up some sheets and we can make our own little, I don't know, blanket with cut sheets. I don't know. Is it too big? Have we got chunky yarn to suit that? I didn't think we have. I didn't think we have. Or maybe we have. I don't know. Oh, the other thing we were talking about on Saturday's live, real quickly, was Father's Day. Thanks and have a good week. Oh, you're heading off, Elaine. That's great. Lovely to have you here. Got to go. Have a great week. Have a great day. Okay, Wendy, we'll see you soon, hun. We were talking about Father's Day items. Now, our Father's Day comes in the first week of September, I think. First weekend of September. Something like that. It's in September. And we were talking about some items, and we came up with a travel pillow. You know, one of those sort of stuffed pillows that they can put here on their neck, yeah? We came up with a glove with a stubby holder thing. That was interesting. We came up with an ear warmer. We had a hat. We had socks. We had like a neck snood masky thing. Someone said vest, but I don't think we'll make a vest. We won't have time for that. We came up with one of those snood fishing thing ones, and a remote an armchair remote holder thing. We came up with a few of those things. So if you have any ideas that you would like to see for Father's Day, please let me know now and I'll pop them down. And it just keeps me thinking, and I write it down, and when I'm ready to do something for Father's Day, I have a look at the list, and if I decide to pick something from the list, I will. If not, I'll think of something new and choose what I want. But I think the list is looking good. There's quite a few things on the list. We put down fingerless gloves as well. I forgot that. Someone mentioned a heat pack. I'm not really keen on making a heat pack. I think I'll give that one a miss. I'm just a bit hesitant about putting anything in a microwave that is crocheted. I know a lot of people do. I get it, but I'm a bit hesitant about it. I don't want to take that risk. So I'm not going to do a heat pack. But there are other things here that we can do, which is really good. And we have a list of people that we need to send patterns to for testing so that we can get the patterns out to you. One was Jay, one was Auntie T, one was Karen. So the three people, they're going to do our pattern testing for certain patterns. Now, Karen's heading off on a trip soon. So she said not to worry about her for a while. That's good. So I've left her as the third person. Jay will be the one that will help us out a lot because that particular lovely lady was actually going to help bring that first pattern out. That I promised you guys that the lovely lady one on our live right now is waiting for. So she's going to help us out with that. Auntie T is going to help us out with pattern as well. I hope you like this pattern. The one that I'm doing with Auntie T will not be on the channel here. It will be a paid pattern on my website. So there you go. You're available too for pattern testing. Is that right? And how advanced are you, hun? Because I have a few advanced projects I'd like to get pattern tested if you are available for that. How advanced are you at reading patterns? Tell me that. I like to make them as simple as possible to read, but I might say something like cluster set 1, and you've got to read what cluster set 1 means. It may not mean the same as any other clusters that you've done in any other pattern. Or I say put cluster set 1, put 3 cluster set 1s and put 5 cluster set 2s. And you've got to know which one's which. So that's a sort of language I have sometimes, but not in the patterns that I have at the moment. They're quite basic to understand, but still, how far advanced are you, Anne, in that area of reading patterns? That is something I'd like to know, because that's easy for me to send out patterns to people if I know that they're on a certain level of pattern reading. Now, I know that Middle Earthians is one of our other subscribers who comes on our Wednesdays live. She actually told me that she can read patterns that are easy. So I'm going to send her some small, easy patterns to edit for me or to pattern test. So if you are an advanced pattern tester and you're really good at reading, not even pattern tester, you're really good at reading patterns that you do it all the time, please let me know and I'll pop you down as a pattern tester as well. So Anne's mentioned she's available, but Anne, how far advanced are you at reading pattern testing? That's the question. Yeah. All right. So you can send that message to me privately. You don't have to send it here. Just let me know privately. You can send it to me via Instagram or via Facebook. Now, you guys know, oh, here we go. She sent it to me here. Yes, I have many, many years experience and read complex patterns and charts. Well, Anne, I'm going to be sending some stuff your way. I am certainly going to be sending stuff your way. I'm going to pop your name down. Yeah. And is this week too early for you to receive anything? I'd love to send you something this week. And you talk to me about it. We'll talk on Instagram, private message. Guys, if you need to private message me, you can either use private messenger or direct messenger, it's called, on Instagram. And do that privately. Don't do it on a public post, yeah? Or private message me on Facebook. We have a Wow Crochet Designs page on Facebook. You can private message me there. Or you can also send a submission form through my website at www.wowcrochetdesigns.com. Spelt the same way the channel is spelt. If you're not sure, it's up there. That's okay. I like charts. I like charts as well, but I made a pattern. You would have seen it years ago. It wasn't my pattern. I was crocheting a poncho that was, the colours are behind me. Can I get one? I used the Katona cotton, and it was a cream and a beige, and there's like a tinge of unusual colour brown in it. Now, that pattern it was a disaster because look, I'm sure the pattern was great, but I couldn't work it out because you had the written version, you had the chart, and then you had another version that said, see chart this, see written section this, see chart. And there was like information everywhere. And I didn't know where to look. In the end, I decided to just look at the pattern and make it up myself with my own eyes. Someone said to me, you should bring that pattern out, but I can't because it's already brought out in this lady's pattern. It's not my design. But I just, in my eyes, redesigned it. I just thought, right, I think it looks like this. And I created my own stitch to adjust it because I couldn't work it out. The way the chart was visualized and the way the written pattern was visualized was just like it was topsy-turvy, and it was a disaster. And I could not work out either one. And in actual fact, the chart wasn't your normal chart that you see where you've got, you know, your double crochet looks like that with a cross, like a T. Looks like the letter capital T and a small t at the same time, right? And your single crochet looks like the X. And your chain has got like a circle, and your half double is just a stick with a little stick through it, right? Those are what the main stitches are used. But when you look at this particular chart, it's done with tiny little flicks. So you've got that, and that is a half double with little, it's like a little bend. Then you've got that up there, it's like a little bend. And then you've got your back loop and your front loop. It doesn't look like back loop and front loop. It looks like a little tiny bend in the area of what you think might be a back loop and front loop. And then you have your front post and your back post. It was all way too confusing. It wasn't the normal chart, the normal looking chart. And I said to the lady, look, I can see the pattern. I didn't even think to read the pattern. And I said to the lady who wanted it, I said to her, look, this is what I'm charging you because, actually I didn't charge her in the end, right? Because it turns out we're very close anyway. But I said to her, this is the pattern and I'll charge you this if you do decide to purchase it. And when I started making it, I thought, oh my gosh, I would have charged her double because I couldn't work the pattern out. It was not visually the same as what was written. It didn't look the same. We're having some connection issues, but we're okay. Hopefully you guys can still see me. But we are having some connection issues. So anyway, that happened a lot, and I couldn't work it out, and it would have cost me more money to have actually made the project than to have got someone to purchase it. So sometimes when you're creating from a pattern, if it's not your own pattern, just be wary. It's not always perfect unless it's pattern tested. So the idea of asking people to pattern test, you want to make sure they're already experienced. So they are. The people I know are already experienced at reading patterns, which is great. And now the lovely Anne McSee is also great at reading patterns. I love it. I love it. Now I will be sending some easier patterns off to those who are new at pattern testing as well. And that gives them, they are really easy, like little coasters or even the butterfly. Yeah, something like that. The really easy patterns will get sent off to those of you who are new to crochet and think, oh, well, I can do that because it's only 3 rows, or I can test that because it's only that. But the idea of testing is not just testing the rows, but testing the language as well. So when someone writes up a little paragraph in the beginning and talks about the pattern and tells you about, or maybe the, you know, the glossary kind of thing, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, my brain's gone blank. You need to look at those as well, yeah, the stitch list and the hook sizes, and you need to look at that and say, look, I don't like the way you've written the 4mm hook. You've just put a 4 there. Where's the millimeter? Do you know what I mean? So you need to pick up everything you can see. It's sometimes hard to see when the symbols overlap. True, claptrap, but that pattern was just, they weren't normal symbols. Like they was the symbols that you see, but they had like a little flick on them. It was like having something in double writing, if that makes any sense. Yeah, cursive writing, if you will. It's a pattern. The chart had cursive. It's like a cursiveness about it, and it confused me because I'd never seen it with a cursive look before, or maybe it was written up on a computer, typed up on a computer. So I'd never actually seen that look before, and I couldn't work it out. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't. So I just looked at the pattern and made it up in my own eyes. Thought to myself, this is what the stitch looks like. And funnily enough, it looked pretty much exactly the same. The only difference is I added a little bit extra for the border. Let me have a drink. I'm having a drink. There was a little bit extra for the border that I added in just to give it a bit more, because she wanted tassels. And I told her that 1 or 2 wash and the tassels will tend to fray. And you've got some really fancy yarn there. And I didn't want her to walk away with this beautiful fancy poncho, and then we had all this yarn that's frayed. I didn't really want that to happen to her. So she said, well, can you give me a nice border? So I gave her an extra border. And that's it. Now we've got about 5 minutes to go before the hour is up. So I don't know if it's going to cut me off in the hour or if it's going to let me keep talking. I'm going to have another drink. Every time I come in this room, I'm all right during the day. But I come in this room, maybe there's a lot of dust. I need to come in here and vacuum and just clean it up. wipe the bench tops or wipe the table. I get really coughy. I don't know. Maybe I'm allergic to something in this room. And I scratch a lot. My nose itches. So there's something in this room that's causing me allergies. Oh, something I'm allergic to. All right. So just in case, in 4 minutes' time, this might cut off. If it cuts off, I won't be back. Okay. But I did want to do the scheduled live so that you guys can see that a scheduled live will work, whether we do it on Monday mornings or whether we do it on Friday mornings. Now, as it is, excuse me, maybe because we've only done this for one time, we've only had a few people on. We haven't had a very busy morning. So I'm going to try it again next week on the Friday morning and just see where the busiest time is. And also give you the option to vote which morning you would like to see me on. Now, I know we've had more votes on this morning, but that's because you're here. But we have to see how Fridays goes as well. So it won't be Friday this week. It'll be Friday of another week. I'll say next week, but I don't know yet. I'll let you know during the week or even on the Saturday beforehand of that week or the Wednesday beforehand as well. I'll let you know beforehand when I decide to put the scheduled live up. Plus, you should actually get a notification. Just let me know, guys. Did you get a notification without me putting the post up on my community board? Did you guys get a notification that I was coming on today? Just if you could give me a heads up and let me know. If this cuts off, just let me know with the comment section down below, yes or no. And if you're seeing this live after the live, let me know if you got a notification before the live started. I'm just curious of how this works with the scheduled live. I don't know if no one's getting the notification. You did get one, Anne. Can I put it up? When did I put it up? It was Saturday. No, it was Sunday. I can't remember now. I can't remember if it was Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning. I can't remember. Can you believe it? I'm sitting there stewing over it. When did I put it up? So yeah. Well, there you go. I don't remember. But as long as you've got a notification for the live, then that's a good thing, because I sent it out and hope for the best. We're going to do the same. Yes, normally I don't get notifications at all. Oh, you got one too. Hi, Luana. Luana, honey, I don't know whether this is going to cut me off at the 1 hour mark. We're on 58 minutes. I don't know. I didn't set a second time, so I don't know when it cuts me off. I don't know it's scheduled live, whether it schedules the hour or whether it just keeps going until I turn it off. So I'm happy to stick around for a few minutes to see if that works. Now, if this cuts me off, that's the end of the live, guys, all right? But if it's still here after the hour, if you really want to stick around, then you're welcome to stick around. Oh, we've got a minute left. Shall we do the countdown? We'll do the countdown. No, we won't. I don't want to do a countdown. I'm not a rocket. I'm not a rocket. I'm a person, human, with body parts. Cheers. All right. So I didn't have my fall today. I had a fall on Saturday morning before the live, and it was hilarious. I had coffee all over the table. I tripped here, and I nearly hit my head on that wood right there. If it wasn't for the chair that I'm sitting on, I would have gone straight into that piece of wood because I looked up and my eyes were faced right next to that wood. I would have gone right into that wood and been knocked out. You guys would have been waiting for me. And I'd set the live up. I hadn't taken the photo. Yeah, I had. I'd taken the photo and it says to you, after the photo, it says go live. You click on the go live. And I didn't get a chance. Oh, look, it went into 1 hour without cutting us off. Are you all still here? Or am I here talking to myself? And so I nearly knocked myself out here on whatever day it was, Saturday. But actually, guys, I'm going to head off anyway. I did just want to check out to see if this scheduled live works, and it works. So I would like to head off and get this particular tutorial up and running for us so that we can get it up and running for you tonight. And you can get the second one tomorrow. And we can get this wreath done this week, we hope. Or at least get it started on Friday. So thank you very much for joining us for the scheduled live. Don't forget, our normal live is on Wednesday at 4 p.m. and the other live is on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time. We will actually be changing that for 4 weeks, but otherwise we're going to leave it like that for now. I don't think it cuts you off until you do. Well, I'm heading off now, Claptrap, anyway. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Do all the wonderful things that you guys always do for me. And I will see everyone at 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoon for the next live. Bye. Ciao for now. Try to be good. Bye all.